welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, the #1 podcast that's called Achievement Hunting 101. My name is Elroy, OMJ, not OMG. And with me today is my wonderful co-gamers, Mr. Rawker Dude.
Yo, brother.
Mr. Fuuf.
What's up?
And, oh my goodness, it's Exe the Hero.
That is Exe the quarantined millionaire.
Oh, I like that. Noted.
Yeah, I can't get my gamer tag to be that long, unfortunately.
Well, so thanks for joining me today. Fuuf, I'm giving you a break. I thought I'd run things today and let you get a nice break and just sit back and enjoy the tomfoolery that will ensue, I'm sure.
Yes, this is quite different. It's not my voice that everyone's going to hear right away.
There you go. Well, yeah.
I mean, you edited it, so it still can be your voice.
Oh, this is true.
That's true.
This is fair.
That's right. Just change out where I said my name is, and then just insert Fuuf out of the booth, and then yeah, we'll just go with that. All right. Well, we always like to kick off the show with talking a little bit about what we accomplished the past week. So I would love to hear everyone's 2 cents on what they've been playing this week. And by 2 cents, I don't mean I don't want to hear every single game you've been playing for. So pick the 2 things that are most memorable, if you will, from your wonderful collection. What have you been doing? Mr. X, you are the millionaire in the room, so that means you get priority seating here, so you get to go first, man. What's up?
I like how that works. Well, I actually, even though you said 2 things, I'm going to break the rules right off the bat and talk about 3 things, but I'm going to cram 2 of them in one, but not in like a sexy way. So I finally...
in an Exe way.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh,
I have finally been enjoying my Switch. I bought it, I think, summer 2018, and I played Minecraft, and I played a little bit of Smash Bros. And a little bit of Mario, and then I didn't touch it until the next Minecraft update. And then I got Pokemon, and I picked my starter, and then ignored him for 4 months. So I've played like 30 hours of Pokemon in the past couple weeks.
Sounds like
No, it's fantastic. It brings me like right back to 1999, except without horrible menus. So that's pretty cool.
Who's your starter?
Would you believe
I picked Sobble. He's up to an Inteleon now.
Good choice, exactly.
Yeah. Who wants Score Buddy? He's like soccer. Who cares about sports?
Right? Well, maybe. Not the sports part.
Did y'all... I got a question about that. So is this like something y'all grew up with, Pokemon? Because it missed me completely. I don't know where I was when Pokemon came out. I was, I think, in college, maybe? Whatever it is, I have never played a single minute of any game. I don't even know what you do in the game. I think it's something like RPG where you're like fighting monsters or something, but I literally know nothing about Pokemon.
Yep, that's it.
I mean, since
it's
it's an
generational
Xbox
thing?
podcast, it's a Japanese role-playing game, but I think it is very much generational. Because I was 9 when it came out in the United States, and I feel like anywhere like 9 through probably 16, like Pokemon was the bomb.
Yeah.
All right. See, I think it just missed me then. I might have been starting my career, and I don't know.
You're missing out.
I'm not sure. I missed out on it.
No,
yeah,
I feel like it was one of those things that like elementary, middle school, even like high school kids were like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then college kids were like, oh, little kids like it, so it's lame. But secretly they really wanted to play, but they wouldn't let themselves because they had to look cool.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Did it come out at the same time as Dragon Balls? Because it
came out like 25, 26 years ago.
Dragon Ball is older. Dragon Ball came out in the 80s. Dragon Ball Z came out 97, I think. I'm probably wrong on that.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon came to the United States in 99. Nerd alert away.
I was in college. I was in college about then. I was courting my beautiful bride to be at that time.
His mons.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a similar joke, but I abstained.
Brer is on fire tonight. You better watch out. All right.
Well, anyway, I wasn't done, but then you guys were like, let me be quick and orderly, and you're like, let's just talk about Pokemon for 5 minutes.
You said Pokemon. I'm gonna chime in.
What? I was making fun of Elroy. You can talk all you want. But anyway, Animal Crossing came out Friday, and Kelsey and I have been borderline obsessed with Animal Crossing, which is pretty cool. I also got Doom Eternal on Friday, and I was like super hyped for Doom Eternal, and all I want to do is play Animal Crossing.
Okay.
So I played the first 2 missions in Doom Eternal, just 2 missions in 3-4 days.
They're closely related.
All I want to do is go catch bugs.
I was going to say, you could play Thunderpaw. That's kind of like a cross between the two.
Yeah, I often wonder what would happen if I mix Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, and Thunderpaw is the exact result I got in my head.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I failed to mention this podcast is brought to you by Ratalaika. So, Ratalaika, go buy them all.
Hey, you said it right. Did you hear last week where I announced that we've been saying it wrong the whole time?
Oh, I don't know.
It's Ratalaika.
I don't probably say it differently every time I say it.
Ratalaika.
I'm saying Ratalaika.
Done.
That rolls off the
done.
tongue
My
more.
spiel's done. Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal. I'm a casual gamer now.
Okay.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Elroy, what you got for us? What are your 2 cents? Knowing you, it'll be like 22 cents.
Oh, man, I could for sure.
And will.
Well, let's not get carried away. So, the stupid bonus for the GTASC thing this week just totally screwed me up. And so, I had to get 12K of gamer score this week. So, I knew that it was going to be a long haul because, much like X will probably attest, when you get up to a certain level and you've played every easy game there is to play, when you all of a sudden have to add 12,000, that's a little more daunting than most people who can just say, oh yeah, I'll just play 12 rats that I haven't played. Well, I don't have that luxury. There's only like a couple ACAs and all this other stuff. So it was a struggle, but I did find 2 jewels in the mix. So the first one was Castle of No Escape. Now I know one person in here that has played that. It is a brilliant game. I assume that you have not played this, X or Fuuf?
I have
Maybe
not.
X has.
No, I haven't. That came out pretty late in my hunt, so I stopped buying a lot of easy games because I knew I wouldn't need them.
Is that like the RPG kind of a thing?
Oh, it is definitely RPG.
Yep.
It is.
I didn't play it. I almost bought it, though.
What?
It is.
I think it's only $5.
FN old school, my man.
School.
It is older than old school.
That's
man.
why I didn't buy it.
It is something like I literally used to play a game like this on my 486. Like for those of you that don't know what a 486 is, it's what we had after a 386. It is old school computing. Yeah,
that's helpful.
There is a good chance that if you were looking at your workstation, there was this mysterious turbo button, and you didn't know if you should push the turbo button or not, because if you leave the turbo button on too long, what happens here? And so, yes, computers used to have a turbo button, Fuuf. Don't give me that look. And so
I'll take your word for it.
yes.
I thought you meant your controller for a second.
No, there was a turbo button on your computer. I guess at some point I don't know exactly what it did. I was not, into the nuts and bolts quite back then. I was young even in those days. Now, but anyway, this game is something that would probably run on your flip phone. That's probably a better comparison. Basically, you just have a grid of like 20 squares, maybe 30. I don't know. I didn't count them up. How many squares do you think it was, X? Or not X, Mr. Rawker?
I'll say 25.
It was more than 25. It had to have been like 40 or 50.
I'll say 36.
40,
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
All right. One of us has got to be right. And so there's 6 floors, and so there's like 6 different grids of like 40 to 50 squares, and you basically have to just navigate through it. Now, there is a combat mechanic in place, but that is the last thing you want to do because that is the easiest way to lose the game. And so basically what you're doing is moving around a dark room and hoping that you don't bump into anything before you bump into torches. Otherwise, you bump into something, it takes like half your health, and as you move off it, and then you'll probably move on to another monster, and it kills you, and your run literally lasts about 10 seconds. Sometimes even less than that. And so you have to just move around and find torches and use them to light up like 1 square in each direction of where you're standing. And then you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't go stand on that thing because it will kill me. And then you go find more torches, and then there's stairs so you can go up to the next grid, which is, as you might guess, completely pitch black so that you can't see anything. Process repeats. There's 6 floors of this, and you have to find 5 jewels that are randomly placed on this grid of 6 by 40 squares. And so it can be anywhere. You could find 1 jewel on your first move. You could find it never. It is very random. And then there's 1 main boss that you have to kill. And you don't have any chance to kill him unless you have gotten everything. The RPG elements in play here. And there's all kinds of buffs and everything, but you have to have the jewels first or else they'll curse you and then you will be screwed. all in all, anybody that it's supposed to be a 1 to 2 hour completion. What do you think, bro?
If you're lucky, maybe.
If you're lucky, yeah, if you're lucky, man, this could be like a 45-minute.
If you're not, maybe at an hour, maybe 2.
Yeah, you could probably sneak into 3 hours. There's a couple achievements that are a little more challenging because you have to beat it with each of the 3 classes. There's an achievement for each of those, and then also there's one for not getting any damage. That's probably the most challenging one because you have to elude all the enemies until you build up your arsenal, and you can escape by throwing webs on people. I'm not sure if Spider-Man has something to do with it, but you throw webs on everyone, and then you can run away from them. And all in all, it is hell of a good time. So if you like old school games, Castle of No Escape, and I loved this game. I cannot recommend it enough. It's on, or it was on sale, but it's a cheap game. You should go buy it anyway.
You know there's a sequel, right?
It's $3.
Yeah. There's a sequel. I haven't quite got into that one. There's some, for those of you looking for some cheap score though, there's like a cheat code you can type in. It'll get you about 300 of the game right off the top, with
nice.
very little involvement. And then the other 700 you're going to have to fight for. So, it looks like the game's set up basically the same principle, except for it's actually got graphics.
Yes. Yeah.
that move. There's moving graphics and things that move on the screen. Whereas the only thing that moved on the other one was you as you move either up, down, left, or right.
Yeah, it's like they made it for the 986.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's a hefty upgrade.
Yeah. It's still old school, but nothing like the first one. The first one is it's pure game. It's gaming at the basic level. I mean, it feels good when you play it.
I kind of hated the first one, by the way, until I played the second one, and then my appreciation grew for the first one.
Yes. No, he's right though. When you first play this game, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna be like, "Why the hell did I put this on my tag?" And you're like, "Well, let me just see if I can knock out these really easy achievements of finding an armor and finding a shield, and maybe I'll just cut my losses at like 300 on this game and just be done."
Gentleman's 300.
Yeah, the rare 300. You're like, I learned my lesson on that one. And then you start to actually figure it out a little bit, and you're like, "Okay, I see." And I don't know. It was a pretty cool game for me. I really enjoyed it, and it was like a throwback. And then the last one was Pikaniku. Pikaniku.
Is that like Mechanica?
No, it's a sequel to Gambare, and not really. Now,
let me just publicly chime in that I thought it was like Gambare or something like that too. So
Gambare.
We're in this together.
Yeah, Gambare. So
Gambare.
This looks terrible.
It's like Panda Bear, Gambare.
Yeah, see, right. It's a type of bear in Japan. Now, it's the Gaines bear. Now, Pikaniku, when I started that one, again, this is another game I didn't really like. I was wandering around, I couldn't figure out what to do, and I couldn't find a good walkthrough for it. So I thought, well, heck, it's a easy little game. I can figure it out. And so I was running around and nothing was happening, and I was starting to get frustrated. And then I kicked a spider, and then my world just changed. I was like, okay. So, spoiler alert, you got to kick the spider to really get things going. All right. So, if you see a spider, kick the crap out of it. That's the only thing you can do is kick. So, you kick the crap out of the spider, and then the game actually starts. And then it's really a great game. It's got a lot of humor in it. I think you'd enjoy it, X.
Yeah.
You got to try. It's down your alley, man. Right? You and Cassie would like it. And then when you get all the gamer score, I can accuse you of being out of retirement. So,
that sounds about right.
Because it's about a 2-3 hour completion. It's really quick game, but it's really good game actually. I see when they put it on Game Pass, I was like, what is this? Why are they putting it in? It's so Japanese. Watch the opening sequence. The opening sequence is hysterical. It's like, hey, you like money, right? Here's some free money. And so basically the whole premise is this guy's just giving everyone free money, and so he takes their stuff. So it's like, I'm going to take everything out of your village. As long as I give you money for it, it's all good, right? And they're like, yeah, money. And so like it drops money and then like takes things away, and then it starts taking the villagers away. And well, you can see where this goes wrong. It was a good concept in theory, but yeah, it's a pretty deep game. There's all kinds of humor, but I won't run all the funny parts for you. So, but I definitely recommend that, and Castle of No Escape. There you go. 12K of gamer score. those two things are the only things that stood out.
I said 22 cents. I feel like that might have been 42 cents.
Yeah. Keep the change. What's up, bro?
Well, I played the weekly ratalaika game, speaking of Thunderball, and let me just dive into it, since we did get a code for this game. Let me paint you a picture, Fufu, Cuddly Poof. In a day,
Paint away.
Thunder was playing ball near the house when suddenly a loud explosion was heard. Boom! So powerful that it destroyed the windows of the family home and dropped the trees nearby. Mom, Dad! Thunder screamed alarm. He ran home but found nobody there. He found only a letter lying around in which it was written that his parents had been kidnapped. The brave Thunder decided to save his parents and find the culprit. Now, end scene. Here comes the gameplay. In a pixel art platformer, you are Thunder the dog, and you're going to play through 5 separate levels and scenarios with a ton of weapon choices, except it's a ratalaika game, so you really only have to do 2 and play with 2 weapons. All right, so
I wonder if his parents ever do get saved. I wonder if anybody actually saved those parents.
We will never know. We will never know. So
I'm going to be honest, actually, that this does sound like a cross between Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing.
It might as well be.
I thought you were just messing with me.
So if you're playing this game, you're only going to play 12 different levels and 2 boss levels. That will net you all achievements if you find the hidden box in every level that happens to be not so hidden. That's basically it. Think of Foxyland, but with guns, and that's pretty much it. I don't know another way to describe the game. It's super easy.
One thing that stood out to me that I will remember about the game is, man, that shoot mechanic takes some time to get used to, man. Is that like a good old Thunderpaw? I know his heart's in the right spot, but Lord have mercy, he's got to learn how to control his weapon, man.
I think to go with
like that thing, because I think
to go with the lore.
What kind of weapons are you using,
like
man?
A kid animal handling firearms, so it only makes sense he can't handle that recoil.
Oh man, boy! Every time you shoot, you back up like a little fraction, and like knocks you off ledges. It knocks you. Do you think they put that in there intentionally to make the game a little harder, or is it just like, oh my god, that's a terrible mechanic?
That's their version of realistic gameplay, I guess.
Oh, man.
But I only had so the game's super easy.
RUFF.
I did have one issue with the game, but it's kind of my fault, I guess. You get an achievement for killing the first 2 bosses each, and I killed. This happened twice in the same week because it happened with Ori 2 as well. I killed the boss, but then ended up dying before the boss's death animation happened. So in this game, it advanced me, but didn't give me the achievement. So I did have to go back and play the first boss. However, I picked up a weapon and it made it super cheesable. And so actually both boss battles I cheesed. The second weapon you get is like a bouncy gun. The bullets bounce, but they never go away. Unless they fall off the screen or hit the enemy. So you can stand on the other side, spam that button where you can't even see the boss, and he'll just die eventually. So you just go left and right and keep doing that over and over, and that's the game. Yep. You should play it, X. Come out of retirement. All right.
Yep.
I really feel like I'm truly missing out.
Well, you're really going to be sad next week. I'll tell you about that later. Next, the next item on the list is one that, well, it gave us a little bit of a scare. You have some personal feels with this one, Elroy. In your gamer score push,
I sure do.
You finally bit the big one. A 2-year in the making.
Man, let me tell you. Oh, man, yeah. So I've been waiting on this freaking game to go on sale for 2 years. I thought I could wait them out, and finally, man, I needed that $12K, and this one had 500 extra TA attached to it, so it was ripe for the GTASC thing. So yeah, so I actually bared down and bought this thing, but I'm glad I did. I mean, it was 1,000 of our points this week.
I was without looking at the list. I was more than pleased to see that it was like, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, maybe not even that. One online achievement that you quickly boost that I don't know if you can consider it an online achievement, but you have to have somebody else. Anyways, the game we're talking about is Scrabble, if we didn't say. And yeah, it's super easy and never goes on sale, so there is that going for it. I'm looking at the list real quick. Basically, you just gotta have. Yeah, you got something to say?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you're having problems with this game, as far as getting it to launch, see, we bought it, and then I launched it, and how'd you describe it? You described the situation perfectly.
I have to look it up. It shit the bed, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you fire it up, and then it looks like everything's working fine. Then it logs in, and then it just goes, and then you have the dashboard and exit out. So I did that twice. Then I rebooted, and then I restarted and reinstalled. I mean, I did everything. Tried it on a different console, and Rawker installed it. Same thing happened to him. I'm like, this game is just, something's just wrong with this game, man. It ain't right in the head. And so finally, I got this bright idea. And so basically, if you're having this problem, if you just bought Scrabble for whatever reason, I'm sure this is a very timely bit of information for everyone, given that probably 3 people bought it in the past 5 months, including me. But if you're having problems launching it, whatever the current version is, it freezes. So what I did is I loaded the game up, but before I hit A to enter the game, I disabled my network settings. So I went offline, and then I got in the game, and then I'd hit quick play and then reconnect. Because apparently it was something to do with connecting to the Ubisoft servers or something like that.
Makes
and
sense.
That fixed everything. Yeah, so anyway, so if you're having that trouble, there you go. That's what I did and was able to get it to work. So
Yep, same here.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I stepped all over
you're
you.
good.
What you got?
That was strike one against the game. Fortunately, it didn't have too many others. You really only have to do 5 Scrabble games. You have to play 5 quick play games. And you can get the rest of the achievements within that, obviously using ScrabbleSolver.com, not sponsored. And you can get the full...
Or you can, just have a good vocabulary.
Hey, some of those AI are some cheaters.
That is a valid option. That is a valid option.
I tell you what, there's an even better way if you don't even have to play the game. And you'll see this in the solution.
Yeah, I like this one.
But probably the hardest achievement in the game is to beat 3 very hard AI in one match. And I'm telling you, they cheat. I let them go once because to do this little exploit, you have to go first. And they scored 75 points on their first turn. You just don't, that's to happen.
Sounds like they have a good
stupid.
vocabulary.
It is.
Anyway.
Thank you, Fuuf. Thank you.
Man.
Anyways, there's achievements for doing it. The 3 very hard, and easy, and then there's the miscellaneous stuff that you'll get along the way, spelling Scrabble, stuff like that. Anyways, to beat the AI, if you don't want to just sit there and try to outsmart them with a solver, is you turn it to a 30-minute game, which is the quickest game you can do. Set the turn time limit to no limit, and you get your word spelled out, but you don't confirm it until about 1 second left, and bingo bongo, you win the match because they cannot spell a word that quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's a great workaround.
I actually didn't know that when I did it. I actually had to beat him legit. It took 2 tries, and he is not kidding when he says they cheat like a mofo, man. They if you've ever played Scrabble, if you ever had that guy play there where he builds off of your words and puts it underneath it where it runs the same direction as your word, and you're like, I'm not sure all these are words. Well, that's what they do. They stack it underneath every word, and it's JA is a word and AP is a word. I mean, it's just all these random I was thinking FU is what I was thinking, but they put all these words up right underneath each other, and I was like, I have never seen these words in my life. And then the long words that they were spelling, I didn't never see those either. And so my little solver though went toe to toe with them, and it took them down. I think it was epistemologies or something was the winning word. Got that on a triple word, man. Yeah, it took them down. But
yeah, there's a couple of difficulty ones that's why you have to play multiple times, and they don't stack, unfortunately. But the AI cheats unless you put it on very easy, then they're dumb as a sack of bricks. So
it's true.
There's
I like your cheat though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a good solution, and I would implore you to do that if you don't want to waste your time.
Implore is one of those words that you use in Scrabble when you have a good vocabulary.
Shoot, man, that's only worth like 10 points. That's only worth like 10 points, man. And yeah, they're way beyond that, man. He's not kidding, man. They drop 70 on you, just like it's nothing.
Yep.
I know who I want to play Words with Friends with.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Shoot. Yeah. Well. Anyway, Mr. Fufu, I'm a little puzzled. I see the ones on your list, but it's not consistent with what I know of you as a gamer. So please explain your items.
Well, we're going to jump off the ratalaika train for a bit, and we're going to go over to ratalaika, because I like the games.
Oh, I see what he did there.
Because you get... Never mind.
Ratalaika also rolls off the tongue. We're going to jump on over to East Asia Soft. So, yes, these are easy games I'm going to talk about, but they are shoot-em-ups, which is like something I'm going for. I wanted to complete them. So, the first game I'm going to talk about is Red Death. Now, unfortunately, the public school system has failed me, so I don't say the TH, I say deaf. So, don't confuse Red Death with deaf, but it's actually deaf is deaf. You got it?
It's Death Comedy Jam, right?
Does this have anything to do with Edgar Allan Poe?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Wrong death.
Hopefully at least one listener gets that reference, but carry on.
I got your reference. But yes, Red Death. It's a shoot 'em up, and if you have played the other shoot 'em up by East Asia Soft Project Starship, this is prequel to that game.
I was going there. I was so going there.
I was waiting for you guys to say that, and actually, it's Mad Time. It's a Mad event.
Whatever.
It's so crazy it makes you mad.
Yes. Very much like that game, this game also kind of has the same they want you to die feeling in it. Like there's, well, I mean, it probably gets worse. I honestly didn't play it till the end. But at one point, it's just like you're just kind of, floating there, you're waiting for enemies to come, and all of a sudden, bang, you're dead. It's the crap. I didn't even have time to react to this. I couldn't have got it. But it's just another shoot 'em up. Very, like I said, very much like Project Starship, where you're just kind of like flying upwards. Enemies come down. They shoot you a lot. You gotta dodge. Blah blah blah.
Slightly less crazy.
I was just about to say the biggest difference between this is it's nowhere near as crazy as Project Starship. And the other kind of interesting thing about this is when you destroy the enemy, you also delete all their bullets. So as you're killing enemies, it makes it easier. My biggest complaint with the game is, and this might just be me because I'm half blind, but I lost track of my ship multiple times and wind up dying. And the one achievement is to die 18 times. I got that real quick. I got lost real easily in this.
I know what you're talking about because on that same thing with the color scheme is the things that you want to pick up are the same color as the bullets coming to kill you. And so you think these are bullets flying towards you, but they're actually your bonuses.
And your ship is also the same color as the bullets. And when there's a million bullets on this screen, you get lost very easily.
Yeah, I said no. That's a fair point.
And the enemies and the side stuff that will hurt you are just slightly darker than you are.
Yes, I hate the color scheme. It's not Kenny friendly.
Like I didn't look in the options, but a colorblind mode would probably help.
I didn't even think about looking at that. That would have probably been a great thing to have had I thought about that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of your typical shoot 'em up. It's not bad. It's not a bad game. Achievement hunting score, I mean, it's like it's 4 or 5 stars out of 5. I was in there for maybe 20 minutes and I got the completion. And especially considering it's a $5 game right now on sale for $4, but I think that might end by the time this is out. I don't actually know. But, it's a cheap game. Easy points. As far as an actual shoot 'em up, minus the crappy color scheme, I mean, it's not bad. If you like shoot 'em ups, I would definitely try picking it up and playing it.
Project Starship or Red Death, if you had to pick one.
Gun to your head.
Gun to your head.
So many guns to my head.
Come on, choose.
I should be used to this being in Baltimore, but man.
You better choose, Fuuf. You got 3 guns pointing at you. What's it going to be, Fuuf?
Project Starship.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. Eddie's boys, Eddie's.
I say Project Starship, mostly just because of the color scheme. I feel like I had a better chance. And also, Project Starship was more blatantly, screw you, you're going to die right now. Whereas this, it's like, yeah, we'll pretend to give you a chance to get past all these bullets, but you're really not going to.
It's worth mentioning. Hopefully, you implemented it. But just like Project Starship Red Death, you can hold the left trigger to slow it down slightly.
Right, yes. And also, just another hint to help you, if you actually need it, lasers win. Like,
this is
just as soon as you get the laser, the only thing other power-up you should pick is another laser, so then the laser gets even better. The lasers absolutely wreck the bosses, and in all honesty, you really only have to get to, like, the second stage, and that will get you your most difficult achievement, in quotes, which is to score 80,000 points.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I scored like 79,000 before dying. There's there's an overload
I had a tough time,
thing that happens where you just press a button after you fill it up and it just goes crazy on the screen and everything dies. I was not using that wisely, so that was like my grindy achievement I had to do at the end a couple times.
Yeah, you gotta deploy 5 overloads, and then you also have to kill 4 bosses. So in all honesty, you just play the first level 4 times, and it's not difficult.
All right. What else you got for us?
And the second game, we are going to go back over to Ratalaika.
Ratalaika.
Of course.
I knew you guys were going to do that. And this is a game I highly enjoyed. Super Destronaut Land Wars.
It's right in your wheelhouse.
I haven't played any of these. I have no comment. It feels good.
So,
This is weird.
welcome to my
like
world.
I'm in a bizarro world.
Actually,
What's
taking
going
my
on
position.
here? Fufu's playing gamer score games and X is sitting there drinking. What the hell?
Well, I mean, that one always happened.
Right? Super Destronaut Land Wars. Very similar to Super Destronaut DX, but instead of being a Galaga clone, this is and I use this very loosely, Doom clone.
He did air quotes for Doom, just FYI.
And when I say Doom clone, I mean that in the loosest of ways, and it's basically kind of like the arena shooter kind of a thing where you're just running around shooting different things, shooting all the different enemies. You don't ever have to actually reload. You can jump. The only real difference between Doom and this is it's slower and it's very, very vibrant. Like if Nate was here and he asked me if it's colorful, I say yes, 100%.
That's it. Those are the only differences between this and Doom.
I don't get it.
100%.
If you say so, man. If you say so.
Honestly, playing this, I kind of wish I had VR because I feel like this would be a really fun VR game. But if you've played Super Destronaut DX and you know the different enemies, the Pac-Man-ish type enemies, I don't know what they're little.
They look like the
alien
aliens from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Space Invaders.
Hey, man.
I don't
My
remember
name
that,
is
so I'll
Meat
take
Ron.
your word for that.
I'm a ball of meat.
But yeah, it's just first-person shooter. You run around and you have to shoot different things. The main quote-unquote achievements, I guess you can say, is to complete at least 15 different challenges with a ranking, and basically you go into the... I'll be honest, I don't even remember. I forget what the game mode's called. But you go in and you just got to complete different challenges. One level it says score 10,000 points. Next level, kill 10 enemies. Next level, collect 3,000 money. Next level, blah, 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 blah. And you just do that 15 times. And you can get a bronze, silver, or gold rankings. It doesn't really much matter. As long as you get some sort of ranking, you win. And then there's a couple other different modes. Classic mode, hardcore, combo breaker, maximum strength, and snail mode. And you just got to earn X amount of points in those.
I found it pretty boring, to be honest. Super Destronaut
I don't know why
DX
I really enjoyed this.
Miles better. It's quicker, too.
Yeah, so play Super Destronaut if you want some gamer score, and perhaps we just learned that Kenny's never actually played Doom. So let's move into our announcements. So let's see, Kenny, Fufu, you got some announcement for us?
Yes. Hang on one sec. Let me find that letter from corporate. Yes, here it goes. Let me read this out. We here at Achievement Hunting 101 want to best serve our community. Our chief goal and focus is ensuring the health and safety of our staff, patrons, and community members. In order to accomplish this, we have decided to suspend our Patreon. For the next few months, we will no longer collect in these chaotic times. We thank you all for your willingness to support the show. We appreciate the help. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Wow, that was well written.
But yes, all kidding aside, we decided to pause the Patreon with all the mess that is going on in the world. We realize that it's, it's not a whole lot of money each month that some of you guys are donating to us. And while we really do always appreciate the support, we are super thankful for it. We decided to just do whatever we could to kind of help you guys out with those that do support the show. And even a couple of bucks can go a long way. If nothing else, it can help you try to find a roll of toilet paper that is way overpriced right now.
All right. I think, Rawker, you have a similar announcement of some sort?
Wash your hands. That's it.
All right. What about you, X? What do you got announced? How's retirement going for you?
Retirement, it's awesome. I feel like hopefully I've done my part to hush all the naysayers that weren't buying it, but I got 30K in January, 30K in February, 15K in 8 days in March. And then since hitting 1 million, I've gotten 763 points in 15 days.
Slow down,
and yes,
Tiger.
It ends on a 3,
Yeah.
and no, it doesn't bother me.
I support you in your
Wow.
retirement, X.
Like, I feel like so many people were like, oh, he's talking. Even you guys right now on the show, you're like, oh, go play this game. But I'm done, man. It's awesome.
I support you, X. Go hunt achievements and play games in good games and ones you enjoy.
That's
I
it.
am
I'm
with
still
you.
an achievement hunter. I'll still go for completions and, games I want to play and stuff, but...
I support you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we support you. There's nobody watching your every move to make sure that you don't relapse.
I will...
If you see shadows, there's not us. I don't know.
I will level with you, though. I thought it was going to be difficult. Like, I thought my tendencies were going to kick in, but it really has been quite easy. It really was something I was very much looking forward to.
All right, so I know I told you that you might enjoy that hidden through time game. Did you try that?
Picked it up. Have not tried it yet.
All right, so I want to report back from you when you play it. If you play through that game legit without using a guide, I may start to... The page may start to turn.
That's it? That's what will make you take me seriously?
Yes,
Not playing Pokemon and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, right.
I will start to take you. I will start to take you a little more seriously.
All right, I know what Kelsey and I are doing tomorrow.
I mean, it's kind of like
All right.
Doom. You just look at a picture.
It's just like Doom.
Right,
I
you're
just
looking
started
at the
Dead
screen,
Horse.
and it is a video game. It's just like Doom.
Right. And there's like a picture of a cyber demon. You got to find him in the
My
scene.
bad
probably like
joke
some
is going to lead to a
red
new Dead
pixels.
Horse.
Yeah.
There are coons. There
All
are
right, well, I have
coons.
one.
Maybe we can beat
I
that
have
dead horse
one,
right into its doom.
Nice. So I have one announcement for you.
Elroy, do you have any announcements?
I do have one. We're all fans of the Walking Dead Clementine story, and I'm sure all of us have played probably about 3 or 4
Yeah.
versions of
I
the same
think he
game.
just said
100%.
Clementine, like with an M.
Yeah.
Clementine. Yikes. Continue. Yikes.
Is that another name?
Clementine. Is that not her name?
my God.
What are we talking about here? Clementine.
Stop saying that.
Well,
Isn't that
if
an
you haven't
orange?
played this game, it's just like Doom, except for there's zombies everywhere, and
That is just like
and
Doom.
near the end,
I hate you guys.
So, all right, so fast forward to the end of the game that you should have played by now. So
Yeah.
we all know what We all know what happens to Lee. He's
yes.
a dead man walking. He gets bit.
I shot
It's
him.
Clementine's
He's
fault.
not
It's
walking.
his
Spoiler
fault.
alert.
He's not walking.
And so then you have the choice of to save him, to either kill him mercifully or chain him to a radiator or something, and then
Sounds brutal.
and then that's your choice. That's the big one, right? And so I personally chained him to the radiator because at that time I didn't know. I was like, well, maybe they'll have like a cameo appearance of it imports my data from the first game in Walking Dead 2, where they have Lee in the background just walking around or something with, missing an arm, like he gnawed it off or something. And so that was my rationale. But anyway, I figured out finally what happened to Lee.
What happened to Lee?
Don't leave us hanging.
Oh, thank you for asking. Yeah, thank you for asking. So it would appear that the choices that he made in the game came back to haunt him. And it would seem that Lee actually goes to hell.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I know this because I recently played a game and Lee makes an appearance. What character could Lee possibly be? He is the devil himself. And it is Lee. I confirmed that it is, in fact, Lee. Lee is the devil. That's it. So if you're waiting for an update, that's your update. What happens to Lee? He turns into the devil. And if you've played the game After Party, you'll know because he's the devil.
Okay.
Intriguing.
All right.
Walking Dead is After Party confirmed.
Yeah. It was actually really cool because I was playing the game and out rolls the devil, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that voice. And I was waiting for him to yell for Clementine, and it didn't happen. But it was the same. It was the same voice. It was crazy, man. It's something you don't really think about. People that cross over a bit like that.
Might be a continuation, and he got a promotion to devil after the other devil fell off the roof and disappeared, and he put on the suit.
I got that reference.
Thank you.
It's the best Christmas movie.
Yeah. All right. So, we have some news and notes, I guess. Well, there's this thing in the news called the coronavirus. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I was just curious how it's been affecting y'all's gaming. Y'all been affected by this? Are y'all all working at home now? Are y'all gaming more? What's going on with y'all?
I mean, my takeaway is that people are freaking out under this new set of living conditions called quarantine. But I this is what I normally do. I'm really digging this.
I could get used to
it.
this.
It's pretty nice. 2 weeks off school. Yeah. I think we don't have to make them up. Teaching from home starting next week.
Yeah.
On my couch.
Oh, yeah, I still got to teach.
Possibly
That's
not
optional,
wearing
right?
pants. This is.
You heard it here.
Life.
Your teacher is not wearing pants.
I said possibly.
The only thing worse is
That's
if it's
cool,
elementary school.
Aren't y'all quarantined over there in Maryland, or you're about to be or something?
Sort of. We don't have the shelter in place order, but it's strongly advised to stay home. And a lot of businesses have been shut down, but I have not been affected. It is business as usual, except now I can't go to the movies or something or anything like that, which is great for me because that just means we have to stay home, watch Hulu or Netflix, which is already paid for, or I play video games. So that's good.
Okay.
My county's on straight up lockdown. We are told directly, do not leave the house unless someone is dying.
Oh man, it's amazing how many people are dying.
Right?
Man.
So I just get to chill on my couch, play Animal Crossing, which is a lot like Doom because you have an axe, which is sharp.
I know
like
the title
chainsaws.
of this show now.
It's just like Doom.
I didn't mean to cut you off there, Rawker. What you got?
And I am 100% working from home now, so it has affected gaming. I guess in a positive as far as is the amount that I'm gaming. I can now game a little bit more during lunch, or if something's compiling, and I was like, just flip over the HDMI splitter, and there you go. There's the Xbox. So there's that, and obviously takes away the commute. So I mean, in that aspect, it has improved gaming.
Yeah. Oh, I think a lot of people are feeling or doing that in the sense that we'll probably get into it a little later, but good Lord, the scores in the GTASC this week. Good Lord, man! Obviously, everyone's playing more games. Let's just say that right now. But we'll get into that.
So I can say, it has affected me. That reminds me, it has affected me a bit. So my nephews Roy and Devin have been arguing quite a bit lately, and partially it's because they're getting aggravated because they can't log into Xbox Live. So they're trying to log in, and they're trying to log in to play 2K or Madden with each other. And because everyone's at home and everyone's under quarantine and everyone's playing, it's bogging down the servers, so they can't get in. And they're this stupid game, blah, blah, blah. So then they're like, okay, we're not going to do that. Let's go outside. And, well, they only did that like once, but let's go outside and like play basketball or throw a football. And then they're like,
that's crazy.
You suck, dude. You suck. And then one winds up tackling the other.
Sounds just like they're playing the video game.
Jesus God.
In related news, pay the teachers. All right, so a couple of cool things I did notice was a couple of ways that video games are actually filling the void in the mainstream culture. Did y'all see that NASCAR iRacing thing?
I heard about it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think someone posted it in Discord, I think.
Oh, did they? Okay, I didn't see it, but we probably should go to get Jakey's thought on it, but I don't know if he's up right now. But basically, they simulate since the race was supposed to happen, they didn't have the race, and so they use these really cool machines that simulate the NASCAR thing. It's like, I don't know if they use them for training or what, but it's basically like driving a NASCAR in the sense that it shakes and moves and stuff, and it's not just sitting there playing on like on your couch or something. And so they ran the race with the actual racers, and I don't know, and they streamed it on I think Fox Sports 1, I think FS1. They actually showed the simulated race online or on the channel, and people watched it. I don't know, it was crazy. And
people
I
are
thought,
bored.
well, that's weird, but there's a
What else are you gonna do?
But there was actually. Well, there was another one, and there was another one that I heard about. It reminded me of. I listen to a lot of sports podcasts, and so they were talking about this game, Real Betis, I would assume, in Sevilla. That is two Spanish soccer teams, and so Real Betis and Sevilla. They were supposed to play each other in real life, but the whole lockdown thing. And so what they did is each team picked what they called their champion, and they had them play a match of FIFA 20 instead.
That's cool.
And so, they they chose the players and blah blah blah. And so they kicked off the game and advertised it, and they had 60,000 people on Twitch watching them, and they like the game apparently was really good. It ended 6-5 in sudden death or in overtime. And
sounds like 10 goals too many.
Yeah, and then it says the story said amazingly the winning goal was scored by Iglesias. That was one of the champions. And he was playing as himself. So he scored the winning goal as himself, playing as himself. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, I just thought, is there a chance we might see more of this where they're streaming all this stuff?
The Formula Cars are doing
that.
I think it's the Formula Cars.
Yeah.
I think they came out and said they're going to try doing that since one of their races got canceled. So they're like, we're just going to play
it's pretty cool.
F1 Motorsports or something. I forget what the game is. Some racing game.
I'm thinking we just lobby for competitive Iron Snout, to be honest.
Nice. Just put that on.
Put it on endless
Yeah.
and keep going.
Yeah.
No, I feel like overall this is a good thing for the video game industry, though, because I feel like so many people have this like stigma of like, oh, video games are like so lame and nerds, and now like, oh man, like sports ball people you're playing games too. Okay, I'll check that out.
Esports is doing fantastic.
That's what
right now.
I feel like this is a good thing for the industry overall.
For sure. I was thinking that Vegas needs to get a hold of the GTASC and start putting some odds on that, because those betting degenerates need something to bet on, and man, that's about as wild as you can get.
Are you
there. And
sure
then,
you want to do that?
People, well, yeah. Well, I'm trying to hook up Exprovos, man. He'll get some money, for his power rankings, his formula, and Vegas will, hit him up for his power rankings and all that. And yeah. So anyway,
I keep thinking you're going to say Power Rangers. They're going to hook him up for his Power Rangers.
Last time,
that show. I know that show.
last time
That's just
GTASC got
like
any
Doom.
or True Achievements got any kind of attention, your ratio's inflated and ruined GTASC. And what happens if Vegas gets a hold of it?
That's a good
man.
point. You got a good
That's
point.
what I'm thinking.
You're
Why, are you sure you want to do
Man,
that?
Fuuf. Yeah, let's just edit that out. All right, so that was a terrible thought by me. Now, Brer Rocker, you got a rat race for us?
Oh, that's right. I do. It's been a hot minute. So to remind you, this is Rocker's Rat Race of 2020 with help from other people. And I am going to rank the 2020 releases of the Ratalaika games in a fashion that I so choose. So if you don't like it, well, you can go kiss my grits.
Suck it.
So just to remind you, since the last update, the last game that we put on the list was Night and Plus. So we have Thunderpaw, Syrup and the Ultimate Suite, Super Destronaut Land Wars. I still have to add Red Bow. No, I haven't played that yet. It won't launch. We'll get to it. And then the so fantastically reviewed Gain Bear by Elroy to add. So here we go. I'm putting at number 3, right below Foxyland 2, Thunderpaw.
Oh,
So you have Foxyland 2, and you got your possums and your dessert possums.
That's
And then
serious.
you got Thunderpaw.
Oh, yeah.
Dessert possums.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of dessert possums, we're going to put Syrup and the Ultimate Suite right under that, above Read
what you did
Remastered. Read Remastered, while fantastic, will not get a completion in 10 minutes like Syrup and the Ultimate Suite. You literally don't have to do almost anything in that one. So, points for that.
And there's cannibals.
That makes me weep.
Yeah, I can't tell you
From
anything
the
that
core.
happens. I
Wait,
do remember the
His
girl
ranking
eating.
or cannibalism?
I mean, that gets positive points here. Next on the
Eat
list
her anyway.
is Super Destronaut Land Wars. To my somewhat negative comment from before, I'm going to rank this at the bottom of the list so far.
Oh.
It comes in after
Shots fired.
0
That makes me
0
weep.
0 0. Just because it got
Wait,
real boring.
wait. You think that's worse than Quad Zero?
Yeah. I mean,
You're high.
you're drunk.
Now,
I do have problems
Rocker.
with your race.
Brer Rocker, hypothetically,
Hypothetically.
I'm just purely hypothetical here. If Ratalaika had come out with Doom, where would that have ranked on your?
That
Would it have ranked higher than Super Destronaut?
it would have to be a tie because they're the same game.
I was really excited to record,
played.
and now I'm just wanting to go away.
All right.
I can't
Now,
wait for
You
bed
did this
now.
to yourself.
Here's where the leaderboard can shift. I currently do not have a place for Gan Bear. I need Elroy to tell me which Ratalaika game Gan Bear is better than out of Night and Plus, Foxyland 2, Thunderpaw, Syrup and the Ultimate Suite, Read Remastered, 0000, and Super Destronaut. And Red Bow if he's played it. But, yeah.
Oh, I played it.
As have
Yep. Well, let's see. Well, much like you brought up, I would have definitely brought up the desert and the desert and the dessert possums. And so, because it's the same thing in the same achievement, right? So you get the sweet possum for beating a desert possum. It makes no sense, but it's crazy. So, it can't beat that. But I'm a little partial. The old football and missing sports really bad right about now. So I'm thinking that I got to place it right. I'm gonna put it right under Foxyland 2.
Under Foxyland 2 and above Thunderpaw. Sound good?
No, Thunderpaw is pretty epic, man. That shooting mechanic, it just makes you fall off ledges. That's special.
So is this
Let's
list.
put it above. Let's put it above Night and Plus. That's my final answer.
Night and Plus is number 1, so you're going to say Gan Bear is the best.
Oh no!
Night and
for
Plus
real?
is the number 1 spot currently.
I was under the impression Foxyland 2.
Foxyland 2 is number 2.
But okay, let's put it right behind Thunderpaw.
All right, that sounds good.
Sorry. I do apologize for the confusion.
No, we're good.
So, right behind Thunderpaw, ahead of
All right, sounds good. And as a preview for next week's Ratalaika, I'm going to preemptively give it a number 2 showing without playing it because it's called Duck Souls Plus. And
gosh.
Oh my gosh!
so far on
this is
name
special.
alone, X is going to come out of retirement to play it. And that is
I might check this one out.
Yeah, with the duck.
and that
man.
is Rocker's Rat Race 2020.
Nice. Fantastic. All right. Well, let's move into the community question. It's not really a community question. It's my question. So
You're part of the
I
community.
guess I'm part of it. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm special here. So I want someone to explain to me. All right. So there's this Ticket to Ride game, right? It's got trains in it, you know. It's a board game. Maybe you've played it in the quarantine zone at some point. And so I was having trouble getting all the achievements for this game. And most notably, it was because I thought that the game had to do with, you know, punching tickets, because it is called Ticket to Ride. I thought the point of the game was to punch tickets, but it isn't. It's actually to put down trains in long lengths. So I finally found a Ticket to Ride calculator to figure out how the score is calculated. So you have... Is anybody actually played this game? Am I asking the question to nobody here?
Rocker has played Ticket to Ride, for the record.
Okay, Brer Rocker. All right, so I'll direct this to you. So you get 15 points for a 6-length train,
Mm-hmm.
and you get 10 points for a 5-length train, and then you get less for less. So 4, you get 7 points. 3, you get 4. Blah blah blah. Now you're only given 45 cars. Okay. So you only have 45 cards to play with. Now, maybe my math's wrong on this, but I'm not sure exactly what the optimization here is, but if you get, let's see, there's 6 different, if you do 7 6-length trains for 42 cars, that only gets you 105 points. And then you'd have 3 cars left over that would get you 4 points. That gives you up to 109 points. The tickets are worth about 20 max. Most of them are worth about 14-ish points. So how the bloody hell are you supposed to get 240 plus points?
It's a very good question. I don't know.
And you get 10 points for the longest train, but let's say best case scenario, you get, so you got 108 points, you get the longest train, that's 10 points. And let's say you get the longest ticket, that's 20 points. And then let's say you get the second longest. I think the second longest is 17 points. That's 155 points. Where the hell are the other 90 points? I honestly do not understand.
You know what? I'm just as baffled as you are with this.
Numbers are
And
hard,
there's no
man.
guides. There's no guides. There's no
I'm gonna have
guides.
to ask Infamous. He just unlocked it.
Oh man, Infamous, enlighten us, please. How the hell you score 240 points on a game that seemingly you can max out? Best case scenario, 155-ish.
Oh, Expobos too. Bring us the knowledge, man.
Yeah, all right. I'll ask in the old Discord that everyone should join if they haven't already. But there you go.
Discord.io/AH101.
I was gonna plug it, and I'm like, nah, everyone knows it already.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I have it memorized. So speaking of which, wheeling and dealing, we got some deals for y'all. Looks like Fufu, you're really excited about something.
Okay, going out of order. So this is what Ell feels like when he's caught off guard. Sure. There's actually nothing on sale that I really want. I was going to go over Game Pass.
Oh, okay. Well, Brer Rocker, you got anything?
We'll come back to me.
This week is total poop for me. Well, there is one game X to put on the list first. I'll let him take it on.
Oh, go for it, X. What you
All
got?
right, I feel like I'm gonna butcher this, but Apocalypsis, I think.
You got it.
Nailed it.
Apocalypsis,
Nailed it.
cool. And then the cool subtitle, Apocalypsis, the Tree of the Knowledge of Good and Evil. Which I feel like the name takes longer to say than the game itself, but it's a 2-3 hour point and click, and y'all know I love my point and clicks. It's been on my
Because they're easy score?
No, I like point and clicks. They challenge my brain. Well, some of them challenge my brain. Some of them waste my time.
Especially when you use a guide.
See, I don't use guides. That's the thing. Unlike, I play them as intended, right? But
So you mean to tell me that you know that you're supposed to take a diamond and cut glass with it?
yeah, it's an Artifacts Mundi. What else are you supposed to do to get, that thing on the other side of the window?
Yeah. Even though you have a hammer in your
Yeah,
inventory.
right. But anyway, Apocalypsis, it's a 2-3 hour estimate on TA, point and click. It has a really cool art style, actually. It looks like it's sort of like a gritty, dark kind of atmosphere. I don't know anything about the story. But it's normally $5, and I've been like, I'll wait for a sale. And now it's $2.50, so that's hard to pass up. And I feel like now is as good as time as any to share my weird OCD thing. If you go into your Xbox My Games and Apps, you can set your games to be sorted, grouped by letter.
How
So
else
right
would
now,
you do it?
Right, yeah, exactly. I know some people put it together like the giant chunk,
Sort by
alphabetically, but
newness, man.
right, yeah, that's weird. Who does that? So I have it.
That's an
I have
option?
it sorted, grouped by letter, and right now I have 18 games that start with A, so I can see the entire top row of my games that start with B. So if I get one more game that starts with an A, it's going to push it down, and I can't have that. So I haven't purchased this game because I don't want 19 games that start with A.
Okay, I'm
So-
not that bad.
I have so many questions.
No, I had to.
Wait.
You got to admit, we all have our things, right?
What? So how the hell do you only got 18 ACA games on your machine?
Because I played them all. They're all done. They're all and ready to install. All beautiful 108 of them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that's my thing. That's honestly the reason why I didn't pick this up, because it starts with an A, and I don't want that one little blip on the bottom bumping down my B's.
Wait,
But it's $2.50. I'll buy it. I'll beat it. I'll uninstall it, and then the world will be righted.
and he'll be back in achievement hunting. So
1,100,000.
I,
Here we
you know,
come.
I did make it pretty common knowledge. I'm focusing on point and click because I'm competitive in Pennsylvania, and I'm going for my number 1 in VN. So
spoken like a true achievement.
he's still achieving hunting.
thank you, Fuuf. Thank you.
He's just not going and playing
No, we
bad games to
support.
score.
We support him.
I understand, X.
I
I'm
want you to
with
think
you.
You know, I take
right.
just retract, edit out one of my Doom comments because we're on the same team here.
Just one though.
Yeah, just one.
You'll see
All
a
right.
redacted.
Well, my willing and dealing, I came across. I don't know if we're supposed to be talking about this week that's about to end or the week that's to come. I don't know, but let me just tell you a little bug that got in my craw here. Race with
What?
Ryan. So, Race with Ryan. Yeah, it was down from. All right, you ready for this discount? It was down from $40 to $30.
Wait, this is a real game?
Now, Race with Ryan is about a 4-hour completion or so. But let me tell you something. Shame on you, Ryan. Shame on you. Nobody wants to race you, Ryan.
Yeah,
and you know why
Mango.
no one wants to race you? It's because you need some self-realization. You need to know who you are, Ryan. The only people that want to race you are like 6-year-olds and achievement hunters. Well, 6-year-olds don't have $40 or $30, and achievement hunters are going to wait you out. So know your freaking audience. And there's a reason why there's only 397 tracked suckers or gamers that have your stupid game. And even though there's a physical release of it, it's because literally 397 out of over 500,000 on TA. It's because you are not actually realistic about your turd of the game. You have a game that you need to price at $7.99, $9.99 max, and people will buy it. And right now, you're being outperformed by ACA Neo Geo Karnov's Revenge. That has over 400 tracked gamers. Do you know why, Ryan? It's because it is $7.99 and it gives out the gamer score just like you do. Nobody cares about your game. They just want your gamer score. So why don't you just give us a little more of a discount from $40 to $30?
You may only be
Wow.
8 years old, but you can do the math. 8 is less than 40.
It still makes more sense than Ticket to Ride, but that's just barely.
I guess we can kick the sponsorship by 3D Clouds out the window.
Well, I was actually going to say,
Shame
can
on
I
them.
tell you guys a secret? I bought
Oh,
Race with
gosh.
Ryan a
course
long
you did.
time ago, and I might have paid full price, but I bought it.
So
It
he's
has
one
a
of the
panda on the
suckers.
cover. It has a panda on the cover, so I bought it.
And have not played it.
I have
You're-
not played it, but
You are enabling
it has a
them, Eggs.
panda on the cover.
You're contributing to his
Okay.
$30 million net worth. Bad. Shame on you. Shame.
All right. Well, I think Fufu, you had something to talk about with Game Pass then?
Yeah, it's Game Pass.
His favorite type of sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm ready. There's a
Okay.
couple of games coming to the console. They would be Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown. I'm really excited about that. Kona,
As you
The
should be.
Surge 2, Bleeding Edge. Also excited about that. And another game I'm excited for, not for myself because I already own it, but everyone else gets to experience it, but Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Mm.
X, you like fighting games, right?
All right.
I sure do.
Have you played this one?
Well, no, because it's not out at the time of recording.
Well,
But-
it's actually out, and it's coming to Game Pass.
I mean, if we can like time travel, I can give a little blurb after it's been released. But no, I can't do that now, man.
Okay, well,
But no,
never
I
mind.
am-
I was wondering if you played it already.
No, unfortunately I did miss both of the betas. There were 2 betas for Game Pass Ultimate. I was unavailable for both of them because of the stupid grad course I'm taking. Why would you make it on a weekend? Like, make it during the week, man. But anyway,
Did you finally realize
guys-
that he's thinking of a different game that you're talking about?
Wait. Did I say
don't
I
know
did
any
say
of
Power
these
Rangers,
games.
right?
You did, and he's talking
what?
about Bleeding
Oh
Edge.
my gosh, I thought we were talking about Bleeding Edge.
I was so confused. I'm like, wait, this game's been out. And then you're talking about, well, it's 2 betas. I'm like, this hasn't been in beta for like a year
Oh.
and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I have not played Power Rangers
this-
because I don't
Well-
care about Power Rangers.
He's not Ryan, who's 8.
This is.
Foo-foo.
That's right. It doesn't have a panda.
Yeah, that.
But yes,
that went really
Bleeding
smooth
Edge,
there,
continue.
Fufu. Great job. All right. Is there any other things with Game Pass we should know about?
Yeah, coming to the PC Game Pass is, how the heck do you pronounce that?
Astroglider.
Yeah, sure, that word. That's a big word.
Astroglider.
Bleeding Edge, Power Rangers, and The Surge 2. We also have a couple of games that are leaving Game Pass. Those games on the console is Borderlands, The Handsome Collection. Sorry, y'all. City Skylines, The Golf Club 2, Lego Worlds, Opera Encina, and Vampire. And leaving the PC Game Pass is Battle...
Chef.
Is that a typo? Or is that actually a Battle Chef
That's a
Brigade?
game. Battle Chef Brigade.
Okay. I was wondering if it was Battle Chief and it was a typo. City Skylines, Kingsway, Opera Encina, Onwell, and Vampire again.
Okay. Well, fantastic. That was a lot of stuff, a lot of words there, a lot of games.
You probably won't ever look
So,
at these, will
yeah.
you, Elroy?
Well,
Not because
actually,
they're good games,
I've been,
but Game Pass.
I've been playing a lot of these Game Pass games
Oh.
lately. My ratio is going to sneak up to 1.4. You watch it. I'm calling
Oh,
it. It's like
GTASC, that's
it's getting
right.
dangerously cloud. I mean, it is.
It's a nice
getting
upgrade
real,
from
guys.
pink into purple. You'll appreciate it.
All right, I can't wait. Do we know games with goal for April yet?
Not yet.
I mean,
I don't
Not
yet.
okay,
It'll-
all right. Well, we'll come back
it'll
to that.
probably come
I assume
out
everybody
after
knows
recording.
what the March games are by now. So, let's move into contests then. I think there's a gamer tag challenge, and I believe Nate's been waiting this long to talk. So we should probably let him talk at some point. So, Nate, what we got for the gamer tag challenge?
Thank you, Elroy. We really should have planned this out better. I feel like I've been sitting here for at least 20 minutes, or maybe 30 minutes, or maybe even 45 minutes. Who knows, right? Anyways, the March Gamertag Challenge for Skeptical Mario is almost over, and we'll be picking and announcing the winner on next week's show. Just to give you an idea, the bonus for Skeptical Mario, we have numbers on the high end. We have 2 8s, a 9, and an 11. So good job, guys. Keep working on them, and remember, do not pop those preloads until next month, or they will not count as bonuses. And with that, it's time to announce the gamer tag for April. Our randomly drawn patron is none other than one of our original patrons, the one, the only, Highroad the 2. Highroad has chosen Forza Horizon 4 as his bonus game for the month. So if you earn an achievement in the month of April or already have the completion, then you get one bonus draw. A bonus for High Road Vatu can be earned only after you've completed his gamer tag. You'll get a bonus draw for any achievement earned in the month of April in the second game in a numbered series. So, Gears of War 2 would count, but Ori and the Will of the Wisps would not. Guacamelee 2 would count, but Rise of the Tomb Raider would not. Limit 1 per game. And now for something completely different.
So, let's move into the other contest. The one that everybody really cares about here is the GTASC 2020. I know X is really sad that he didn't join up with this. And Fuuf got eliminated week 1. And so that leaves
something like that.
Brer and myself. And so
y'all wasted your time.
I was thinking. Oh wait,
True
no,
story,
I'm sorry.
man.
I was thinking of
Preach
the
to the
year
choir.
that you were my teammate. I was thinking of the year you were my teammate.
That was a
and you
different
just completely let me
circumstance.
down.
I had real life pressing matters that didn't allow me to play that with.
Yeah, I know you did. I was just messing with you now. Well, let me tell you a little story. X will appreciate this. Maybe, I don't know. He may. I don't know. I'm sure he's moved on from this. So,
Smart man.
You remember that last week there last year with the week that you got kind of hijinks.
Oh, you mean by Majin asshole who can like die of coronavirus? Him?
Yeah,
Did I say that out loud? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! I'd say sorry,
Yeah,
but I'm not the
yeah,
least
that's-
bit sorry.
Yeah, he's drinking a lot of truth serum tonight. So, yeah, I didn't know how exactly that would come out. But, yeah, he remembered that. So I remember that day very well, too, because if he hadn't fallen on his sword, I was the next in line to fall on my sword because we were like 1-2 right there at the elimination line. So he got screwed and I didn't. And, yeah, that was a very – I know it was a terrible day for him, but it actually about gave me a heart attack as well. And so – it was a terrible feeling, and not even close to the feeling that I'm sure X had.
Do you know how hard it was
I
to
almost
teach
had-
the Crucible 3 minutes after getting eliminated?
Oh, I can't imagine. I'm serious. Like, it freaked me out. I for some reason, I really care about this contest. I don't know why. I haven't quite figured it out. But I think it's the competitive aspect of it. But today, let me tell you about my evening. So I stayed up way past my comfort zone last night. I stayed up to see the bonuses come in. And so I stayed up to midnight my time to watch to make sure no funny business. And so we used 2 bonuses in the team side. So we were good on the team. And so then I thought I'd just score a few points for the individual, kind of sew things up. And so then I went to bed around 1 o'clock. So I went to bed at 1 o'clock. Now, at 5 o'clock this morning, I woke up because I had to pee because I'm old. And so I woke up to pee, and I just thought I'd go glance at the old standings, and lo and behold, oh my, how a tide rises. And so the elimination line had swelled up, and I thought, oh God, I got to go do some gaming. So on 4 hours sleep, I go upstairs, and then I start throwing some points down, doing some on my PC with Felix, and playing some KI up there on the Xbone, and so I thought I was good. I was like, okay, this is good. But yet there's something inside that didn't feel quite right because I knew the names that were on the bottom and under the elimination line were not going to get eliminated because they're like, like the top of the power rankings and such and so forth, and have like more bonuses than I do. And so I threw caution to the wind, and I said, you know what, I've got this recording tonight, so I've got to go get some sleep. So I went and laid in bed, and so it was about 7:40 because it cuts off at 8 o'clock, my time in the morning. And so there's 20 minutes left. And at the time I was in like 20 something place, and there's 40 people in this thing, right? And so I was I was like 28th place. I thought, oh, okay, this is fine. And so I'm laying in bed half asleep, and I just keep hitting refresh, a few times, and then I start to move, and I start to sink. And I'm like, wow, this is fine. There's still only 17 minutes left, 15 minutes left. And I am falling like a rock at this point. I'm like, oh my God. But it still didn't fully hit me. And then all of a sudden, everyone made their big move with like 5 minutes left. And so at that point, I literally almost crapped the bed because I was laying in bed at the time, and life came at me fast, and it was a terrible feeling. I jumped out of bed, but there was nothing I could do at that point because there's only like 3 minutes left. And what am I going to do? And so at that point, I'm just refresh. I must have blown out the servers. I literally sat there, refresh like every 3 seconds, and I just kept sinking. It was terrible. And I was 2 above the elimination line. And I have to give shouts out to Inferno because he was right there with me. I don't know what his experience was, but it was a terrible morning for me. And he was 1 below me. He was the X of this situation. And he ended up 1. I advanced by, I believe, 28 TA. And he advanced by, I think, 18. We were almost done for, man. And it was awful. And it's the freaking coronavirus's fault because everyone's got too much time gaming. And so the playing field has been leveled. And oh my gosh, it was a terrible experience this morning. So that ain't happening again. I am going to be scoring a lot of points this week. But you know how embarrassing that would have been to get eliminated on my spring break? I mean, that is just stupid. It doesn't even make sense. So anyway, that was my experience with the individual side. So there was the impromptu episode of Faces of GTASC. So, because I almost was out. It was terrible. Yeah. And so individual eliminations ended up being no one in the community. I'm not sure who all got screwed, but some K Bobble, I think, was the most notable name eliminated. He was supposed to do better, I guess. I don't know. Or K Bubble. I don't know. Nobody I know. So anyway, what about the team side, bro?
Well, on the team side, there was quite the showcase this morning. As you mentioned, we used 2 bonuses in the late middle of the night last night, and boy, did they help me sleep peacefully. That shot us up to rank number 2, and well, we stayed ranked number 2 up until the last minute or so of the period. Near the bottom, it was very, very clumpy. I would say within 500 TA diff, you would probably jump up 3 to 5 spots. That was near the elimination line. And earlier, when everybody was kind of like getting into the swing of things, like Roast House was down there, and that Lord Intox, whatever, they were down there, and you know they're prestigious teams. They're not gonna get eliminated right now. And so they started popping off their stuff, you know, roasting food or pork, whoever. They were having jackpot parties all morning long. One of them was fighting superheroes against himself, forfeiting. I don't know. They jumped up, and then all of a sudden Chevron 7, you know, they've been in the line week after week, popping up, getting safe. They started throwing in some arcs and some fallout shelters to save their butts. And that put community member Prue in a little bit of a tizzy. I think he was like 2 or 3 above the line. And he was like, I don't know, guys. And he popped off 2,000 TA difference for whatever reason and then shot up to second place. And I guess he felt safe then. But
yeah, it was nice up there, man, watching all that.
More power to
below.
As far as eliminations go, we did have 1 in the community on the team side, and that was Darkwing 1232's team, Way Too Old for This. So they were 1 of 2 teams eliminated, along with Lily Truscott, who used 10,000 bonus points and still got eliminated. And so now we're down to the end game, 1 team a week until the finals, I guess.
Ooh. That should make things a little easier.
I sure hope so.
For us that are still in it. And I know, X, you're just missing this so much at this point.
You know, I'll be honest. What I do miss is sort of this level into the competition where it is, like, how many are eliminated on a solo side? 2, 3?
We're still doing about 4 or 5.
Same thing. And then you know, 1 or 2 teams, like, it really, it's low-key, but it's not low-key at the same time. Which is like, I just have to be, you know, number 10 out of, you know, 11, but it's not that easy at this point.
Yeah, this was probably the wildest week since the Ascension, I've heard it's called. I was just going to say
that. I love that.
Yeah, don't even go there. That was the craziest crap I ever seen, man. And but yeah, this was pretty close. I call this the coronavirus week because, man, the line jumped up to about 5,000. It jumped up about 1,000 points. It had been underneath 4,000, and it was almost 5,000 today. So yeah, it jumped big time, man. So, anyway. All right. Well, that leads us into, I did have one more thing. I just know that we have so many people in our community that are hardcore GTASCers, and so I know Waka does a little special thing, but I figured, well, you can't have too much assistance in this wonderful tournament, and so I wanted to introduce a new segment. I'll call it #Hardcore. He is going to give you a GTASC Jewel of the Week.
Oh, man. A Jewel of the Week,
Hardcore.
you say?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Corey's Jewels.
#Hardcore.
I gotta find that right now. Let's see. What is a good Jewel of the Week?
Give me your jewels, Corey.
I'll give you Prue's Jewels.
Yeah, show us the
Lonely
jewels.
Mountain Downhill.
Give us the jewels for the hardcore.
What was this one? Blazing Chrome. Seems to be one for the hardcore crowd. You might even be able to pop everything in 10 minutes. I don't know. And get yourself like 9,000 points. That's up to you to decide.
Who would possibly do that?
I don't know, but if you are wondering about Blazing Chrome, it is on Game Pass. It's on Windows and Xbox. 6,000 almost TA to 1,000 gamer score. And it is a run and gunner, 12 to 15 hours. If you can make it all the way through the game and complete it in hardcore mode, well, you probably got the stuff to do the rest of it.
That's a fantastic description for an achievement guide. Do the hard one. If you can do it, the rest is fine.
Well, as Sean Connery once said, "You're the ace now, dog."
That he did.
Yeah. All right. That was fantastic. #Hardcore. All right. Now, let's move into Brad Camp. What we got for completions, Fuuf?
For completions, Dark Lord Davis has completed 100 games, and Wu has completed 650. On completion percentage, Fresh, lots of numbers, is at 51%. Hawkeye Berry, 54%. What the Fug, 67%. And Chewy on Ice at 70%.
We're going streaking here. We're going to go with the lowly ones first. So Redemption Denied did a paltry 200,
the real ones.
200-day achievement win streak on top of 2,000 days. Death Dealers hit 600. True Marvelous 550. Fresh 336669. Say people's names right. He
Fresh in a bunch of numbers.
Got 300 days
Close
in
enough.
a row. Blaze Flareon 100 days. Boots Orion 50. Bill Luzamanate 25. And High Road Vatu 25. Now the real
Let's
big,
get to the good stuff.
big
Oh, yeah.
winners
This is
here.
what we care about. This is why people listen, man.
We have the
Crap,
10
it's 3-on-1 this week.
dayers, those who are strong enough to break those streaks and to keep it going for 10 more. Those winners this week are Facial LaFleur, Mitrial B, Jay Black, Sasha Morning, Dark Lord Davis, otherwise known as Dino Bull, Toadstyle Venom, also known as Stan. Freem Hole is on the list. And lastly, Reptar and Ice 3000 has hit a ratio on TA of 2.2.
All right. Let's go to achievements for 1. Chesno has reached 3,500. Retro Chief, 4,500. Let's see. J-Zarp. Sure, 43, 13,000.
J is
Chewy
silent.
on Ice.
Yeah,
The J silent. What kind of world is that?
Yeah.
Just
Zarp.
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 Okay. Yeah, it's like Czar, but with a J.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chewy, my boy Chewy, 17.5. Jimbot, 23,000. Is Rhett, 28.5. Totally Crispix.
Crispix.
That's what he said.
Ratalaika.
That's what he
All
said.
right. All right, guys. 43,000. Oh my gosh. That is totally Crispix of him. And then Al, Nitram, 46,000. Wow. That's some heavy hitters there, man. Let's see here. Gamer scored. Darkwing has reached 400,000 just in time to not make the next round. Sorry, buddy. And Waka has 700,000. He's still going in it. And Redemption Denied, a paltry 2.2 million gamer score. My goodness.
Well done, Red. In TA score, a stat that really no one cares about, Nerve Bullet has 450,000 leaderboards. Our boy Kronos is now in the top 20 of the True Achievement leaderboard for card and board games. I know he's been eyeing that one up for a while. High Road Vatu, top 500 TA leaderboard for American football. Kronos again, top 500 TA leaderboard for strategy. Hawkeye, top 10,000 of TA leaderboard. Fuuf is in the top 100 of the Maryland Gamerscore leaderboard, which I cross-referenced this. There are 100.
That's cool.
There are
I didn't even know
104
that.
gamers, 104 gamers in Maryland, and our boy
I
Fuuf
didn't
has
even know
cracked
that
the
was
top
a
100.
thing. Oh. When did I start tracking that?
Hey, top 100 is pretty cool.
Man, I don't even know. I don't feel like I even know who you are anymore, man. You're popping up on leaderboards. You're playing Red Death.
Okay, so here's the thing.
What is going on?
Chewy. I actually enjoyed the CCC.
What you
And
played?
he's making me play all these garbage games.
You played some hot titles yesterday. What was your end goal for Gamerscore?
My end goal? I think I reached like 7,500 gamer score.
Man, you
yesterday.
popped off.
Wow.
More than double
That's like
mine.
your annual average right there.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah,
Well, that's awesome. Top 100 in
That's
Maryland.
insane.
Out of 104. Chesno.
7660.
Chesno is in the top 1,000 of the England Gamerscore leaderboard for fighting. Professor Pluto, top 2,000 of the Gamerscore leaderboard. Waka, top 200 TA difference leaderboard. That is a cool stat. And Play Ultimate is in the top 10
nice.
of Colorado TA leaderboard for role-playing games. High Road Vatu and Bills, happy birthday, bros. Because their birthdays are today.
Oh man.
Sometime this week.
Or whatever. It says today. I'm reading the thing.
All right. Well, is there some trivia?
There is trivia. I have trivia for you guys.
Oh, okay. What you got, man?
All right, so Exe and Elroy, you guys have a chance to get on the scoreboard.
Oh
Fun
man.
fact,
Don't worry, you
you're
can't-
already better than Chip.
You stole my joke, damn it. All right, well, since you guys haven't done this, after you think you know what the answer is to a multiple choice question, DM me the answer on Discord. So,
Is the question which game's most like Doom?
for God's sakes, I hate all of you. So this week's question is, the Xbox Series X will have a power level of 12 teraflops. How many teraflops of power did the OG Xbox One have? So like the big VCR one, the piece of crap one that I still own.
All right.
Is it A, 1.31 teraflops, B, 6 teraflops, C, 3.2, or D, 0.7?
All right, DMing you right now, my man.
Let's see who knows their power level on the Xbox.
One more time. What are the numbers?
So A, 1.31, B, 6, C, 3.2, or D, 0.7.
My message is
the
sent.
Series X has 12. All right, so answers are in. X and Elroy have both said A, 1.31 teraflops.
That was my other one.
And Corey says C, 3.2 teraflops. And the answer is, in fact, A, 1.31.
Yeah. It's over 9,000.
So is that just a total guess from you two, or did you guys actually know that?
I did know that. I don't remember the exact numbers, but given the choices, I knew it was in the 1 range. If he did like 1.21, 1.31, that would have been tricky.
I knew the Scorpio, the X was 6, so I was like, maybe they just doubled
Right.
it, and then they're doubling the X to the Series X. So
And the 1S has like 1.92 or something like that. It was slightly more than the OG.
Right.
Yeah. I assumed with the generations and everything, yeah. I don't know. That's kind of what I was going with. Yeah, there was no method to my
I am
madness
admittedly
tonight.
a fanboy, so I pay attention to those generally meaningless numbers.
I'm with you. I'm actually very excited for this because I assume all of you have Xbox One X's.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
see,
man.
not me. I have the OG 2013 Xbox. I've been cheap, but this year I'm going to get the Series X. So I'm going from 1.31 power to 12. So this is going to be like night and day. This is going to be like playing in those old school 986 computers that you have to like an iMac of today.
986.
Whatever the crap it was you said. I don't know. I'm not that old. I don't remember those things.
486 with
with
a turbo button. With a turbo button. All right. Well, I guess which number are we on? What is this?
87.
87.
87
of these things.
That's a cool year, man. I liked 87. That's a good year. Now,
he's the only one that remembers that.
That's number 87. I don't know exactly how to end this, so why don't someone else end it?
Top 3 scotches in my quarantine stockpile. Number 3, Ardbeg Corryvrecken. Number 2, the Glenlivet 18. And number 1, Glenfiddich 21-year Reserva rum cask finish.
Man, I knew about another way to end it. Maybe something like, top 3 things X is doing in his new free time with no school and no achievement hunting retirement. Number 3, whatever the F he wants. He's retired, allegedly. Number 2, watching Kelsey play Sims and Animal Crossing and not spending time with him, much like he didn't spend time with her while, he was scoring a million gamer score. And number 1, secretly trying to figure out a way to get back into it without us noticing.
Top 3 games most like Doom. All the games.
Top 3 energy drinks I have stored up. 3, Gridlock. 2, Red Bull. And number 1, Monster.
What is Gridlock? Like dollar store?
Monsters and Doom.
Actually, it is. It's Aldi's brand, amped energy, so it's like $1. So
Nothing wrong with Aldi's brand.
it's cheap. It was $1. It's actually pretty good too.
Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. The countdown to next week's panel will begin now. See ya.
Secret.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a very sequential segment with everybody's favorite educators, X the Hero and Elroy OMJ. Love that guy.
If you haven't turned on the news in a while, you might not have heard. But apparently, there's some stuff going down. The old coronavirus is all the rage right now, and it's beginning to hurt us where it really hurts. Our toilet paper supply. That's right. Despite the uncertainty of whether it started from someone eating bat soup or some weird Asian aardvark thing in the Wuhan clan or whatever, or if it's a secret Chinese bioweapon. Whatever the case, it is undisputed that it has disrupted the toilet paper supply 6,000 miles away and wiped it away. You would think that the virus that it makes you spew like a scared deer at a sawmill on Castle Crashers, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So what the hell? Well, here at VSS, we are fighting mad about this infringement upon our American rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of clean behinds. And so we put together our top 5 stupid toilet paper shortage Chivos list. But first, some pleasant... How the heck are we supposed to be pleasant? Where is the toilet paper? I'm joined today by X the Millionaire.
I was trying to keep my silence until you introduced me, but I lost it. I couldn't do it. But also, I feel like instead of pleasantries, we should probably have some toiletries.
Yeah, well, that was too easy.
No, that's too obvious.
I'll back it up. Back it up. Okay. But first, some toiletries.
That doesn't make any sense either.
I'm joined today by a man who knows the toilet very well. It's X the Millionaire.
Hey.
Does that work better?
What is the... I know the toilet well? What does that mean?
What?
Because I play crappy games? Not anymore.
Ah, man, that was a good tie-in. Oh, man, I haven't talked to you forever, man. It seems like...
Right? I feel like people haven't heard us interacting in so many minutes.
Exactly. So, well, let's just jump right into it. So,
did you actually say what the episode is?
Yeah, I thought it did. It
I-
is
Top 5
top
toilet
5
paper.
stupid toilet paper shortage Chivos.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I
we're
don't
good.
think you said that.
Nah, we're good. So, before I begin, are you good on your end?
Yeah, we actually
your
every
back
6
end?
months just buy like a Mondo-sized box from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So we are, it's pretty much June and December like clockwork.
Oh,
So
man.
we're in good TP supply because we were stocked up before the whole thing.
Oh, so that's how the other half lives. Okay, I see.
I mean, that's the way to do it. Why pay $1 a
That's
roll
good, man.
when
Yeah,
you
we're
can pay
good.
$28 for 72 rolls?
wait. So 72 rolls, you get that twice a year. So you go through 144 rolls in a year's time.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, good to know.
Is that a lot? Is that a little?
Well, I was under the impression that's a lot, but I don't know what the norm is. But seems like we only buy like a case and some change, maybe a year, maybe. I don't know, man. It seems like we never buy toilet paper, but we still got plenty laying around.
Is that just one of those things that like Kelly
The
Kelly
Senate.
buys and you just don't pay attention to?
the sanitary conditions in the South. There you go. So, honorable mention. Our honorable mention toilet paper Chivo has to be no other than Demented Hoarder. And that comes from Naughty Bear, Panic in Paradise. To get the Demented Hoarder, you must find, unlock, and buy 200 items, costumes, and weapons. Now, it's a 20 gamer score, 2.83 ratio. I've never heard of it, never heard of this game. Apparently, you just go around killing bears. I guess that's why you're the naughty bear. Hopefully you don't touch the Gan bear, but you just kill a bunch of bears and take their stuff. So to unlock this, that's how you do it. You kill them and you find the items because you find them on the corpses of your victims. So it's really convenient. You can't find one and then you kill someone and then you're like, oh, there's one. It just happens to be on the person that I killed. So that's Naughty Bear Panic in Paradise from what I can tell. Never played it. It seems like a cool game, but it's a shame. It's a bookmarked ham because they made it only worth 400 gamer score, man.
Oh God, why bother existing?
Exactly. So I'm never gonna play it, but that did get me thinking. I'm like, I do know somebody that recently claimed to be retired. I wonder, would he actually still, play a 400 gamer score game with a bunch of bears in it killing each other?
I mean, I have a couple 200 pointers that I would like to play eventually. So 400 pointer, ooh, only 400, ooh. But also, I don't know anything about the game. Like, I don't know if it's a game that I would actually be
what do
interested
you need
in.
to know, man? It's Naughty Bear, and it's Panic in Paradise, and you kill bears and you take their stuff, man.
So I like bears. I hang out with bears.
It's a
Panda
feel-good
bears,
story, man. You could probably be a panda bear and just go around
Well,
and kill all those lesser bears.
Now we're speaking my language.
I mean, I don't know. It looked like it was just a run-of-the-mill brown bear. Nothing special about it, but
Maybe there's like a panda costume.
yeah. Maybe that's part of the cosmetics because it says costumes and weapons. So there you go. Anyway,
Well, I was sorry. I don't want to keep cutting you off, but you said it's very convenient that the things that you need are just there. And like as I've been playing
on
Doom,
the corpses.
Yeah, as I've been playing Doom, I keep thinking like, I'm just running around through hell, and here's just 40 shotgun shells just sitting here. Like that's pretty convenient.
No, are you sure you were playing Doom and not Super Destronaut Land Wars?
Oh man, I get them mixed up all the time.
I know, all right.
They're the same game, really.
All right. Well, let me get back to my Chivo here. When this whole thing started, I mean, everyone knew that the hand sanitizer would go, right? I mean, that was kind of a given. Given that the symptoms were all respiratory and blowing your nose and stuff, you figured the Kleenex would be the next to go. But, as I mentioned before, this isn't Montezuma's Revenge or anything. This is, it comes out the top, not the bottom here. So I think that only a truly demented hoarder would go after the toilet paper just so that others are uncomfortable in their time of illness. Like it's not going to impact the illness in any way. It's just going to make them just a little bit more uncomfortable. So hence demented hoarder. Now further, much like this Chivo, Why are people finding, unlocking, and buying 200 rolls of toilet paper at Costco? There's a special place in hell for these people. And good luck explaining to Lee the Devil when you get there why you need those toilet paper.
Lee the Devil.
He is, man. Clementine.
Clementine. Ugh. All right, well.
What you got?
Number 5. I was waiting for you to do it.
Sorry, I was taking a drink of water, man. You know I'll be there for number 3, though.
All right. I'll have to fill in the blank. So for number 5, I would like to take us on a trip to the past. So hop in your time machines and, I don't know, close your eyes and do whatever you do with the time machine. But we are going back to late 2018 to level 10, I think, maybe 11. I didn't actually do my research, if we're being honest. But anyway, it was me and Elroy, just the two of us. And we did a segment on achievements that would make awful plagues. Ringing any bells?
Yeah, Elroy and I, but yeah.
Actually, it was me and Elroy, because you wouldn't say it was I.
I don't know, it's just a habit.
Okay, well, if you're going to try and correct my grammar, make sure you know what you're talking about.
Was it a hot tub? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, sound familiar? That segment is ringing some bells?
Yeah, actually, when we got the idea to do this one, we were going to do something just like that. Unfortunately, your memory is a little better than mine when Fuuf recommended, and you're like, yeah, we did that 2 years ago.
Yeah, we already did that.
So now we're doing toilet paper. So there you go.
All right. Well, anyway, one of my choices for that plague segment spawned a horse that is long since dead, but maybe we can bring it back. And that would be... Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. I remember uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yep.
That uh-oh moment, man.
Uh-oh. That's right. So the achievement you get in Plague Inc. for combining sneezing and diarrhea symptoms results in the uh-oh combo for the obvious reasons. And obviously if you have the uh-oh combo, you're going to be burning through a lot of TP. But the name is like a double whammy because, attention, guys, did you know that it's impossible to find toilet paper these days? So it's, you got to get some toilet paper. It's like, uh-oh, I need TP for my bunghole. Do you have any TP? TP for my bunghole? No?
That's well done.
But, I don't know. If you need it and you don't have it, that's a pretty big situation to be in, if you ask me.
Yeah. I remember the confusion I caused. I don't know, probably around episode 50 something, where I had long forgotten about uh-ohs, and then I told you about the time that I bent over to stop my cat from shredding the $20 rug I got at Lowe's, and my back just went out on me.
That's right.
And I had an uh-oh moment, but I was referring to my back, but I could see your confusion after I told you I had bent over and, so I remember that as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, not where we thought that story was going.
Yeah, it took a different turn there. So, yeah, that's good to bring that one back. I like it. Number 4. All right, so... Number 4 is no other than don't forget to wipe. Don't forget to wipe.
Is that really an achievement?
Yeah, don't forget to wipe. And that comes to us from Surf World Series, where you ride the infinite wave for over 10 minutes, worth 75 gamer score. Now, I have this too. I've played this game. It was a surfing game, and basically it's very repetitive. You just get out in the water, you surf, and, do a few tricks here and there, and bada bing, bada boom. You unlock pretty much a Gentleman 720 because there's about 3 achievements on there that you're not going to get. So, for this one, all you do is you load up the stage that has the infinite wave, and there's only one that has it, so make sure you choose that one. Don't choose the stage that doesn't have the infinite wave, because you need to choose the stage that has the infinite wave. So you choose the stage that has the infinite wave, and you do your thing for about 10 minutes. Hence the name of the achievement, ride the infinite wave for 10 minutes, and don't forget to wipe. Bada bing, bada boom. You don't do any tricks, just strictly business. Super easy. Now, X, what if you didn't have a wave?
Uh-oh.
Oh, much like this Chivo, you would have to improvise if you get to the throne and there ain't anything there. Now, much like this Chivo, you do your business for a good 10 minutes. That's, just normal. Get some Minecraft in there, maybe a little Gears pot. And it's time for...
Hold on, I feel like I'm Elroy, but I keep interrupting. You said, a nice normal 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Does Kelly give you a hard time for being in there for 10 minutes?
Yeah, every once in a while, like, she started complaining that she never walks by the bathroom and doesn't see me on my phone. So, and I guess I should just start closing the door.
I was just gonna say, does that mean you leave the door open?
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, well, now that you mentioned it, now that we've gone down this road, so apparently, so we have a 2-story house, and so Kelly's been working from home due to this whole, too many Coronas things, and so she's been downstairs, and I've been upstairs working on the yearbook, and so I have to use the restroom every once in a while, so I go and use the restroom, and apparently the toilet sounds like a sonic boom, like on downstairs, and so she's on the phone talking very serious matters of life and death, and all of a sudden there's this really loud flush in the background. So actually I have started closing the door because she asked me very nicely, when I'm working, please close the bathroom door because it is really loud when you flush the toilet. So there you go.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, I'm in there, 10, 15 minutes, but that gets expanded every time Kelsey's like, you were in the bathroom for 20 minutes. You were pooping for 30 minutes. You were in there for an hour. So I'm like, no, sweetie, it was 15 minutes, and I was on my phone. I think she's worried I need to eat more fiber or something, but you nailed it. Minecraft, TA, Sudoku on the toilet's the best time to do it.
I haven't started that one yet.
It's the best time to do it.
Yep. So let's see. You got your 10 minutes, and then it's time for don't forget to wipe. So, if let's say there's no wave, well, much like there's no wave, there's no toilet paper. So just because you don't have the traditional tool on hand, that doesn't mean you can't forget the job at hand, which just also happens to be the worst case scenario solution to your problem, I should say. Now, pro tips. Now, assuming you have already gone through your Kleenex, all right? So that's a distant second might be paper towels. So you're no toilet paper, you're out of Kleenex. You're maybe looking at those paper towels thinking, but I'm not going to lie, that's going to feel like a punishment. Those are a little rough. So
you don't know it, but I have a similar comment to be made soon.
Every once in a while, they're not as bad as the brown paper towels in the school bathrooms, but every once in a while, you got to make do with what you got. Now, but if it feels like a punishment, it's probably because you didn't think to stock up on toilet paper at the outbreak of a respiratory virus. I mean, who wouldn't think to do that? So now you might consider this an option. All right. Kleenex first, hand last, paper towel somewhere in between, but instead there are still some fast food places that are open and serving in a few states or places, I don't know, countries, I don't know, but there's still places where you can get some food served to you, in a bag and such. Now, they may not allow you in the dining area and thus not into the restrooms, but instead you order something, and then when you pick it up, I guess through the drive-thru, you make sure to ask for a lot of napkins on the front end, like when you're ordering. So they'll put some napkins in there. Then when they hand you the food next, no matter, like you look in the bag and you just kind of shuffle through it, and you're like, you're just pretending at this point. And then you give a disapproving look, and you look up at them, you say, oh, can I get a few more napkins? Even though if they've stuffed that whole dang bag full of napkins, you're going to ask for a few more. And then if you have a couple more people that live at your house, so it's just Kelly and I, so it's just two of us. But if you have a few more people living in your house, maybe a house of 4, then when they hand you the extra napkins, you can ask one more time. You can say, oh, can I just get a few more? Now, at this point, they'll just want to get rid of you, and they'll probably give you more than you imagine. They just be like, well, this guy's just going to keep asking, so let me just give him a whole, inch thick, of napkins here. Now, with a little bit of rationing, and depending on the quality of the napkins that the establishment uses, this should buy you a couple days before you have to go back. Now, you might be thinking this is going to get expensive, but given the cost of toilet paper on the black market right now, you will break even, and you'll actually save on food costs. So there you go. I'm here for you.
Well, I'm not going to comment because I have a very similar thing for a future choice. So it won't be a repeat, don't worry, but very similar.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's move on to
number 3.
There we go. I missed that.
That's
So
all right, man.
my choice for number 3 is called Shit Just Got Real from Payday 2 Crime Wave Edition. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
I've heard of that game. Isn't that the one with like a clown on the front of the cover or something?
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, the achievement, it's really called Shit Just Got Real. No symbols, numbers, dashes, no censorship, just an S-H-I-T. What does that spell? Oh, you're not going to say it. It spells shit. What does everybody do? You're still not going to say it. Shit. What can't we do because we're out of TP? Shit. It feels good to say. If Xbox doesn't censor it, neither should we.
Man, I just can't go there with you, man.
Okay.
Okay.
I respect
I'm a good guy. I wear a white cowboy hat, man.
I respect that. Now, I've never played this game, and I know you haven't either, because I don't like multiplayer games. But this achievement seems daunting. You earn it for completing all the contracts, which I guess are like the missions on very hard. It has an 8.55 ratio, and only 1.36% of players on TA have earned it. So definitely not an achievement that, either of us would probably get.
Unless there's a cheese method or something.
But seriously, folks, there's a killer virus out there, and you do not want to get it. And the whole world is slowly going into complete lockdown mode. It's not something to take lightly. Lots of us are on strict orders not to leave your house unless your life depends on it. So, yeah, I'd say shit just got real.
Well said, my man. You got any other riddles for us, or jingles, I should say?
Nah, that's all I got.
Oh, okay. Number 2.
Can I just say for the listeners,
Yes,
I'm being
you can.
Elroy today. We usually were like, oh, how do you want to do the order? And it's arbitrary and it doesn't matter. But this one, Elroy's like, you can have number 1 because I want to do number 2. Which is like very much toilet humor, but then when you consider that we're 2 grown men, we're 2 grown men that just spoke about toilets for 20 minutes, so whatever.
Yes, exactly. So
number 2.
I got the ultimate number 2 for you. All right. So keep rolling.
All right, settle down, Fred Durst.
Rolling. So this one comes to us from a delightful game called Turn On.
Ooh.
Yeah, which probably shouldn't be in the same segment as this.
Right.
Now, you get this for getting 3 lamps in Get Out of Here. Now, if you've never played the game Turn On, it is a touching game where, well, that's probably the wrong name or wrong way to describe this, but it is an emotional game. How about that? Where an alien assists a professor. Now I'm just really envisioning a terrible game where an alien turns on a professor by using a touching game. But let's try that again. Okay, so this game is an emotional game where a sweet, innocent alien from a distant planet is like a spark of energy, and it assists a professor in solving an energy crisis in a city that needs help. There you go. Did I paint it innocent enough?
Yeah. No, that's
okay. Now, this game is pretty much, I don't know, it's not a terribly difficult completion, but the thing that you'll probably remember most about it is that there's just a boatload of achievements in this game. In fact, there is 82 of them.
I was going to say, I used that for GTASC, where you had to get twice the achievements you got on the last round.
Uh-huh.
So I just fired that game up.
Yeah, it's just a ton. It's just handing them over, and 82 of them. So, but the game can be a little tricky. So to get the 3 lamps, basically what you have to do is just go around the stage, and there's a bunch of hidden things that you have to give energy to, like a air conditioner or a little light bulb here, a light bulb there, street light here, a fan, things like that. So you're just looking around and trying to provide power to all these things, and if you get points for each thing you activate. I'm really trying not to use the word turn on here. And
nice.
Yeah. And so you try to activate everything, and that gets you more points, and then you get 3 lamps, which is the equivalent of stars for the stage, if you will. So what better Chivo for the great toilet paper shortage of 2020, right? Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Rolling.
So the real achievement would be getting 3 rolls and getting out of the store, am I right? Because you get 3 lamps and get out of here. Yeah, okay. So finding 3 rolls and getting out of here being a store of your choice. Now, much like before, everybody's got some pro tips for you. So here you go. The shelves are going to be empty, so just don't even bother, man. I mean, unless you're trying to take a funny picture or something of how empty the shelves are, they're going to be empty. So don't even go do that to yourself. Now, the real winner here is the one who brings a screwdriver into the store with him, and then goes straight into the bathroom, because a lot of those little toilet paper dispensers got that little weird key system on there, but it can be deactivated using a screwdriver. Now, once you do that, you got free access to roll number 1. Whatever, they got to keep it stocked. I think it's got to be a law or something. So if you can't get it pried open, then you can use the screwdriver and then start the roll on the screwdriver and just keep wrapping it over the screwdriver and make a nice little roll and, kind of flatten it and stick it in your pocket. And also,
you are a monster.
Also, yes, take your wife or your girlfriend, but not both. And that will allow you to double the results, right? So just kind of hand off the screwdriver and, y'all both just got to go, man. You just had like a nice long road trip and then, go buy a pack of gum or something and then leave. Yeah, support your local businesses.
You're a monster.
What? I'm trying to help out the people, man.
But you're just making it so much. Just do like the kids at school do and just destroy the whole thing. And then take the toilet paper out.
Yeah, just punch it and throw it into the mirror and break that and break everything.
But seriously, though, if you do that, like all the people walking through Walmart who, have an situation, what are they going to do?
Well, they notify the attendant. Well, not the attendant. There's not usually a bathroom attendant, but notify the staff that the bathroom needs attention. That there appears to be a shortage of toilet paper in there
from within the stall.
And then what they're going to think? They're going to be like, I wonder who took it. And probably the person saying, "Hey, can we get some more toilet paper in here?" Right? Yep.
I'll try that. I'll let you know how it goes.
And a lot of these places now have like a salad place or like a place where you can buy like sushi or delicatessen meats and stuff like that. So you can buy like hot food too, some chicken wings and stuff. So they have napkins there too. So don't forget that.
You've put a lot of thought into this. Actually, I am impressed.
Well, thank you. I'm just trying to help out the people, man. That's what we're here. We're all about solutions here.
That's right. VSS looking out for you.
We're going to get through this great toilet paper shortage of 2020 together.
All right. Well, I would like to end on a positive note for number 1. So, my final achievement is called Don't Panic from Saints Row 4 in Australia, Saints Row 4 Re-elected, Saints Row 4 Re-elected in Australia, and Saints Row 4 on Windows. It is the same achievement for all of them, regardless of whether you play standing right side up or upside down or on a computer. So,
right on.
This achievement is earned for escaping the simulation, but I've never actually played the game, despite my many, many opportunities to do so, so I don't know what that means. No idea. No idea at all.
Simulation.
I don't think you've played either, so.
No, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's an Assassin's Creed. That's the only game I know with some simulation thingamajiggies in it.
Maybe it's the same thing.
Or a football game. They got that cheerleader simulation. Simulation.
So, well, I don't think that was
what?
Freudian slip. But anyway, that's the description, escape the simulation. And it seems like a fitting description because we're kind of playing like End of the World Simulator right now, if you think about it. And it's,
the game Pandemic's just not as fun anymore.
Right? It's kind of cool, but it's also scary. Kind of like our Discord quarantine fun and scary chat, which you should check out. Join the Discord if you're not in it already. But You like that little
something
plug there?
dash AH101.
Yeah, discord.io/AH101, right? But
There you
anyway,
go.
so what is the best thing you can do in these trying times? Well, my advice is don't panic. Seriously, just be sensible, stay indoors, wash your hands, avoid crowds, and don't panic. You are a strong person. You've got this. And if you run out of TP, don't panic. There are several good TP substitutes in a pinch, including paper towels, tissues, that huge stack of fast food napkins chilling in your car, all 288 pages of Catcher in the Rye, most books by Jane Austen, Elroy's old podcast scripts because he prints them all out, pine cones, and corn
What are you
cobs.
talking about? I did not.
And I'd also like to give a good shout out to Christophe de Rosier for inventing the bidet. I don't have one, I've never used one, and I don't plan to ever use one, but it does get the job done. So does the pressure wash setting on your shower head, also gets the job done, so you should never have a dirty butthole, is the whole point of this. So don't panic, and everything is going to be fine.
Man, that's some real good tips there, man.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like we were on the same page there.
Yeah.
You just already had the items on hand. I was helping people scavenge.
That's yeah. I thought you'd appreciate using your old podcast scripts. You can probably use those scratched off redeemed Xbox gift cards too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, a little sharp though. But well, I guess that brings us to an end. You got anything to plug?
No, I mean I'm quarantined, so expect some new music shortly. We'll plug it when that happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, hopefully this gave you some ideas on how to plug the backside, and I guess that's about all I got. Except top 3 synonyms for your buttocks. Number 3, haunches. Number 2, keister. Number 1, hiney.
That's interesting that you did that because I have a slightly modified version of that. Top 3 perks of asynchronous learning. Number 3, not having to wake up at 6 o'clock. Number 2, not having to deal with kids. And number 1, not having to deal with most coworkers.
Amen to that.
All right,
man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So let the countdown to our next VSS, probably going to be number 90, begin now.
Now.
I ate pieces of shit for breakfast.
Hello, I'm Waka. This year's iteration of GTASC is way more competitive than I expected, and scoring the roughly 4,000 true achievement difference a week is getting tricky. The most innovative shooter I've played in years, Superhot, is here to save the day. Not only has the Xbox version been games with gold, but both the Xbox and Windows 10 edition is in Game Pass and offers a huge score boost in relatively little time. Be warned that the Windows 10 edition has an unobtainable which hasn't been fixed since February the 2nd of 2019 when the Windows 10 edition was released. I recommend playing through the story blind as it is only 1 to 2 hours long and opens up most of the other modes upon finishing it. While the protagonist complains at one point that there is no story, no plot, just killing red guys, the story is actually surprisingly engaging. Finishing the story won't give you much true achievement difference, but the extra modes will. After finishing the story, I recommend using a guide to find all the hidden terminals for a 600 plus true achievement difference achievement. This should also take you around 1 to 2 hours. After the collectibles, I recommend 2 speedrun challenges. One of them tracks in-game time and the other real time. You need to get a target time on each of the fight levels in the game, which is usually not very difficult, but still carries ratios above 6. These achievements are worth more than 600 true achievement different each, and will take you another hour or 2 respectively. After finishing the speedruns, you can mop up the miscellaneous achievements and call it a day, earning around 2,500 true achievement difference in around 7 hours. There's also an endless mode with 2 high ratio achievements, but they are rather time consuming and not very fun, so I would not recommend them if you want quick score. If you liked what you played and can stomach it for another 10 playthroughs or so, the high value preloadable achievement Hercules is worth 200 game score and almost 1900 TA on Xbox One. Unfortunately, it is broken on Windows 10 and unobtainable. Each playthrough after the speedrun should take you around 30 minutes. Even if you don't need a score, I highly recommend Superhot. It is a great game, just stretched a bit thin if you're going for the completion. Have a nice day, everyone.
Super hot, super hot, super hot, super